Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn bottom left side is the green roost, we got Baltune. Spawn top right side is the blue Order of the Dragon, got KJJ, maybe that's initials, though I'm not sure. Looks like right now green does have two deer deposits over this direction, and this is the roost player, so his deer deposit pretty safe, plus all three gold deposits over here as well. Leads me to believe maybe the Kremlin over here could be quite good. His three tree deposits are in a line over here, so he has good natural cover here. Stone deposit a little bit forward, but that's perfectly fine. With gold in the back line of what would be the walls. So overall, I think green has pretty good map generation. Has also some stone back here, and some emergency berries back here as well. All of them. So great map generation for green. And blue's going for a forward deer with his dragon villagers. His other boar and deer deposits over here as well. So he has a good amount of food in one general area. Gold deposit here. Of course, going to this gold deposit here. Can't say if he's going to go with the Agion Chapel or the Menwork Palace. Both are quite reasonable, I would say. This tree deposit won't provide any cover, but it will at least be safe enough to collect on up. This one provides some good cover, and this one's a little bit too far off the beaten path, probably to be walled in with. So I think overall, I like green's map generation better. Got the Golden Gate now being established versus the Menwork Palace. Menwork Palace does offer 3 unique research. The Golden Cuirassier, or Cuirass, which is it gives your men-at-arms, damage resistance if they get closer to the point. Hell, green also has multiple scouts in the field, which is actually pretty common for Roos, though if this is a rework, makes less sense. But he may be eyeing 4 professional scouts. One of these scouts are pretty wounded. Got the 3rd scout pushed way forward, and Blue's brings Dragon Village to shank some of these scouts. If he's going to go for professional scouts, probably just eye for this set of deer deposit at the moment. Green's now Agion up. Has, I think, enough gold. Yep, does have enough resources there. Oh yeah, it costs wood rather than food for professional scouts. I don't know why I thought it cost food. Every Age of Empires game is always a little bit different how they do with upgrades. I think Age of Mythology sort of does it best, where the upgrade for, say, wood collection costs food and gold, it costs the other 2 resources. Or was that Age of Empires 3? I think both of them did that. Well, Age of Empires 4 takes more inspiration from Age of Empires 2, which basically all the upgrades cost some amount of gold. Barring certain designated upgrades. Age of Empires 4 is supposed to be more of a modern version of Age of Empires 2, and overall I think it does a lot of things better than Age of Empires 2, particularly how trash units work in the game. You now have Menwork Palace now deployed in the field. Other upgrades is Zornhal, which gives his halberdiers a bleed effect, which does not stack last time I remember, and last time I checked. You got Baltune Bolts, which gives crossbowmen a plus 20% damage against siege units. Which probably is actually a bit more useful now, since it does provide, since siege weapons do have percentage damage resistance rather than X amount of damage resistance. Because beforehand, I remember when grabs some venison and starts to run away with it. Can't say how much is left on them. They're not fully there. They're partially butchered. We've got many scouts in the field. Got now a wooden fortress here, which will provide lumber preservation to get increased wood drop off, as well as provide some extra more village storage in this region. Wooden fortresses are not too terribly more expensive. Yeah, 175 wood as opposed to 150 wood. So for extra 25 wood, you effectively get a fortified outpost without spending any stone. Nor do you get any fire armor, which I think is a perfectly fine trade-off for the Roost player. Survival taking this course being researched by the Roos. And of course, Order Dragon player is doing a fast cast. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit since both players are back in the eco phase. One piece of venison still remains, 84 delicious food, and Greece taking an opportunity to grab some of this venison as well. And now we got some roost nice before the field, early nice, not deployed out early. And there's Age of Lord.agion, and probably going for some relics. After all, he's coming for Regni's Cathedral, trying to try to grab some relics. The roost, he says to be careful about early nights, but I think veteran gilded horseman may be better than a roost knight. Same cost, barring gold versus wood and all that sort. Now I do have a Gilded Knight on the build queue. Of course, it's going to be a Castle Age Knight versus a Feudal Age Knight. So, I don't know how many Gilded Knights can take on Roost's early Knights, but clearly more than one at a time. Blue Scout's trying to shank up the Green Scout. High trade house being established there. I think a little bit farther forward would provide him more gold income, but of course it also can provide food income. So it's probably best if you put it a little bit farther back. I don't know if that's the best spot. Maybe a bit more forward would be best, because then it could at least still walled off. I think it could be a little bit better place, but I understand why not to push it too far forward. There's the Gilded Knight, focus on the ungilded Scout. Harlot does get stabbed. Gilded Knight push way forward. It has 4 range armor. These arrows are going to do 6 damage. So 2 damage per arrow. Scout doing 1 damage. Does impale some of the villagers. Gets good fall swipe there. Finish off one of the villager. Gilded Knight takes out another villager there. Could start trying to fall back. It is very expensive at costing 480 resources. Does go down. Another Gilded Knight there. The roost part going for horse archers. I like horse archers and all. They are 12 damage. They do have crossbow. They have effectively crossbowman health, crossbowman attack speed, and old crossbowman base damage without any bonus damage. Crossbowman bonus damage. And they also do cause the same as crossbow as well, barring wood versus gold. Believe it or not, horse archers and crossbowmen are highly similar, just in the previous patch. Prelate does get stabbed to death once again. The respawn is going straight full horse archers. I think with the amount. There's only 2 Gilded Knights in the field. Of course, it's our Castle Vision, so his no knight will go down. I don't know if horse archers are going to be a good call if your opponent's pulling out more Gilded Knights. Blue should probably eye for some Gilded Horsemen. Early Knight does take that one out. That's his only early knight in the field. In fact, they are still early knights. And nice thing as well, early knights to get to regular knights cost half the upgrade, say, from a veteran royal knight, or royal knight to a veteran royal knight. Early upgrades are to regular units are half price. Go sneeze. And now we do have a warrior monk being employed in the field. Royal knight gets some good damage, or early knight does get some good damage there. Early knight does go down, just got sheer number of horse archers. Like I said, against the Gilded Knights, I don't know if that's going to be very good. Let's take off that one there. Order Dragon player, like I said beforehand, needs to get out some Gilded Horsemen, because the higher mobility and probably a bit more cost effective when dealing with the horse archers would probably be good. But horse archers do also have pretty good reduce wind-up time, so it doesn't take too long for them to fire off a volley. Didn't fire off a shot there. Did not fire off a shot there. I say that they have pretty good response time, and I just saw them both hit twice. Archer does go down, or horse archer. Trying to pursue him. They do have the same movement speed. Could have threw the Gilded Knight inside the outpost, but either way, did not go down there. Some of these horse archers being picked off by these outposts. When it comes to villagers, blue is killed off 2, green is killed off 3. But remember as well, order gilded villagers are 28% more effective. So add about 8 there. And so they're roughly the same economy. Gilded villagers do produce 20% slower. And of course are 28% more effective, so you do have a decent inherent income for just building villagers as well as the dragon. And blue also obtained 4 relics, the minimum amount for Regni's Cathedral to be effective compared to Bulgar of Paulus. I'll mention he could throw those relics inside of outposts for cannon placements, and they just nuke everything and protect his farming line, no problem. Paulus Suave now being born in the field, so got a faster Imperial Age for the Order Dragon by a very significant margin. The Resupply is nowhere near close aging on up. Food and gold are both pretty low. In fact, it wouldn't surprise if the gold income's just passive. Yep, passive gold income, which is still pretty good. Takes us some more villagers, very nice. This is where the horse archers are pretty good. They're pretty good at picking off villagers, like most cavalry archers. And he's able to focus on these gilded horsemen no problem, or knights, because they're being deployed in small enough numbers for him to deal with it. In fact, he has no more military units in the field, barring paraprods. Age up now complete. Going for a Tithe Farm, which I understand that, as well as the Spring Golden placement somewhere. And looks like blue's actually out of stone completely. Yeah, we will be able to fabricate villagers no problem with Palace Swabia, effectively giving him ×3 town center, so he now has 4 villagers queues going on. So the Resupply still has a good amount of passive gold income from various sources. Not to mention, the pros can also do the empowerment. Actually, I don't know. Others don't have the empower ability. Oh, they do have a heal. Wait, do they empower while healing? I thought the empowerment was only for regular Holy Roman Empire. Howdy. I'm right now really confused. The Inspired. Where do you get the Inspire effect from? Got 1 villager of Inspired. Plus 15% generation. I also now think, the more I think about it, was like, empowerment was like plus 4% gathering rate. So how, what was... I think I'm just overthinking it. Does use emergency repairs there, which will hard counter the horse archers. He needs incendiary arrows to break it down. He has now deployed a counterweight trebuchet front line, so green's not trying to age up, he's trying to knock out his opponent. He has enough gold to age up, just needs a lot more food. Rotating around. Villagers getting picked on off now, gains some great damage there. I guess these pros still can empower units. I guess it's some sort of upgrade. I always forget about Order Dragon. My apologies. I always thought the empowerment was always what's called Holy Roman Empire rather than Or the Dragon. Maybe an upgrade I just completely forgot about. We do, of course, now these, this single force archer firing against these villagers, getting some damage there. Too many moving parts. I can't remember everything. My apologies. We do now have the emergency repairs there, which will top off the health of the outpost. And do got Boreas Fortitude now being researched, improving the health of all of his horse archers by 25. Outpost taking some damage there. Counterweight trebuchets firing away. Rolls a miss there as well. Healing up some of these villagers. Mercy Repair will be available in another 35 seconds. Got Gilded Horsemen, elite Gilded Horsemen rotating around, trying to interrupt this 6-side from the 6-side victory. Got a single Warrior Monk here. Gilded Horsemen right now do have 6 range armor. They can get 8 this age, which will allow them to take only half the damage from the horse archers. There may be a wall segment that still needs to be built there. Nope, does manage to get that small little wall segment there. Wolf will go down. And Green's continues to siege down this region. Does take out the outpost there. Got a Culverin now deployed in the field. And overall, I think Mass Gilded Horseman would be a good option for the Or the Dragon player. There's not too many military units in the field. Does pick up the relic, trying to relocate it. As well, Mangonels do also do bonus damage versus horse archers. This one could. Nope, Mercy Repairs on cooldown. Trebuchet did roll a miss there. Pick up the relic, didn't even bother to let it go down there. Gilded Horseman will be picked off there. 6-site being decaptured now. Horse archers fired a volley on these Gilded Horsemen. Right now, the Wristbearer does that army of 82 horse archers. There's over 2,000 gold at the moment, 0 of which are being collected by gold miners. It's the Sega sites plus the passive income of collecting up deer. Howdy. My apologies, I cannot speak foreign or read foreign. More of this infrastructure is starting to go on down. Horse archer does take a bit of damage there. Menwork Palace now going for the military academy. Now do have a high armory being established somewhere. I'm not sure where the high. There's the high armory. It would provide cost reduction of nearby siege workshops. There's going to be just putting the best safer backline. Does also give access to some unique research. Gilded Horsemen just being focused on one at a time because they are, even though they are technically the counter, but they are just getting sheerly outnumbered. Which, of course, these horse archers will cost half of a Gilded Horseman. Does have 8 range armor. Right now they do 20 damage plus 20 for strength, so they will do 40 damage per strike. So they will 3-tap these horse archers. Gotta make sure he's properly microing. Step away forward with the horsemen to maintain they are within range. Don't just aim move forward. Does lose some of these horsemen. Right now, green has higher destroy value than blue. More Gilded Horsemen there, empowered by the prelates. Giving them +1 armor as well, which is quite nice. Now the Wristbearer is aged up. The Knees Gout Incendiary Archers going for elite horse archers as well. Some of these dragon villagers will go on down. And add 25% here, so he's at 125 versus 88 villagers. Well, that number's quickly being called down. Allied infrastructure is starting to go on down, reducing the maximum population available for blue, but doesn't absolutely need at this exact moment. Got a keep here. Looks like some of these gilded horsemen did get some damage on those villagers. Now the trebuchet is going to be maybe picked off by these gilded horsemen. Easy pickings. Push way forward. Mangonel's creeping way forward. Do now have the mounted training here, which passively increase the range of these mounted horse archers by 1 up to 5.5. The horse archers now there, and horseman gallops activated there. It will increase the movement speed, as will increase their maximum range by 2. And effectively increasing the maximum range up to 7.5, which is greater than even long bowman range. And with silk bowstring, they can also get additional 1 or 0.5 total range if we get the exact amount. And then at that point in time, they will outrange mangonels. And senior arrows on the way, which will be quite useful for the horse archers. I think it gives them 4 siege damage, at least 3. Cannons bombarding the keep. Horse archers now advancing. Senior is not complete just yet, but not like he can really weight it down. He did some good damage. There's gallop activated. There's the movement range of speed for 2-2, which is U1 Raider movement speed, so it's fast even regular horsemen. Does take out the keep there. Sacred Site victory available to green in 1 minute 40 seconds. And he may be able to pull it off. It's going to be pretty close. Blue has quite a good number of siege weapons there. Gallop has another 5 seconds remaining. Incendiary arrows will give him a very good amount of extra damage. 12% damage goes a long way. Right now these guys do 70 damage, and 8 of it was blocked by the armor, so they take 9 damage, but plus 20% damage. Now they're up to 20, and then some. So now they will do 12 damage. It does more than increase their damage by 20% in this exact moment. And now they could. Tech site will be forfeited. They do have only 3 siege damage. Even though they have some of the crossbowman stats, they don't get the crossbowman siege damage before. Villagers are pushing the way forward. There's a gallop activated there. Good number of these villagers are going to be called off. A very good number did. Right now, green's cut off 31 villagers. Of course, blue still has plus 25% effective more, plus 20% more effective villagers, so he's basically at 150 villagers versus 100. I think blue should definitely hold off on his villager production, and as well as his units have taken twice the amount of population. And able to field a little bit more population wouldn't be half bad. Do now the silk bow being researched, giving mounted archers plus 0.08 range. Mounted archers pushing the way forward, a very good line of them. And we've got some roofs, gilded horse or normal horsemen push way forward, elite horsemen. And a good number of these villagers are being called. Blue needs to go inside the keep. Lost a fair number of them there. So far, green's now called off 50 villagers, and now he's down to 108 or 109 villagers. Of course, it still is in favor of blue, but green does have a decent amount of passive gold income as well. High Trade House right now is providing 170 itself. And the Roost Player is still on 0 villager gold income, so he has 3 gold deposits completely unspoiled. Has he picked... I don't think he's actually had a single miner mining this entire game. I think it's all been passive gold. Not to mention the high trade of the Golden Gate. I legitimately think the Roost Player has not touched a single touched gold once. He has 4 gold deposits from the Sphere of Influence, all of them 100% full. He has not mined a single nugget of gold. That's what I'm looking for. And before he does, he should max out the gold mining research, because the last one provides gold drop-off, not increased mining collection rate, which will make all of his gold last even longer. Blue, on the other hand, does have 4 relics with Regnum's Cathedral, gets some great amount of gold income, 9 village gold income at 150. So his passive, I think right now Blue's passive gold income is greater than the Roost's passive gold income. Also, that's a little bit more than 9. There we go, it's up to 14 now. Roost Player's not going for biology, very nice. And when he starts collecting gold, I think we could see the incredibly powerful Pole Axe Knights available to Roost, rather than going for Schultzy. The Roost has some of the best Knights in the game, believe it or not, with a Pole Axe, giving them just straight up +4 damage. The problem is, when it comes to Roost's deployment, Schultzy, their gunpowder unit, just costs 25% less, which means they're just generally more cost-effective. It's easier to mass them. But with biology being researched, it could incentivize him to go towards the knight play. And particularly, his knights should be spared to the Guild of Horsemen in 1v1 combat. Horseman push way forward. The Roost Player needs a bit more gold income, so whatever's gold he gets is prioritized to other upgrades before it gets out his mining upgrades. Blue has not gotten the final tier gold income, nor in the second tier gold income as well. The Roost Player has a very comfortable amount of food and wood right now. He's also going for some bombards. He has gotten some high trade house upgrades, can be very nice. Increasing, like, making his bombards a bit more effectiveness versus infantry, which is not going to be super important right now. Both players just eyeing for cavalry, though we do have some gilded hand cannoneers now being pulled in the field. Siege works and shaft mining now being researched. Here comes Guild of Horsemen. Takes out that unit there. They're now able to outrange Mangonels at 8.25, which is slightly higher than 8. And now we got the pole axes, so he is going to be eyeing for Roost Knights. Once he's no longer obtained enough gold, he should go or would ninja eye for those knights. And whatever leftover gold he has should be sent in for various siege weapons such as battering rams, because Roost's battering rams are pretty nice with the mobile fortress upgrade, which does give them health regen on his battering rams. I forget what it's called. Wandering Town, increase their damage for 24% and also give them some health regen. Now the Roost Knights push forward, rips apart the Mangonel. Mangonel does go down. Culvern does get picked off there. There's subset there. We do have Gilded Knights Golden Field, which have a staggering 52 damage right now, which will not 3-shot these horse archers. Honestly, get some impalement due to the fact that they do have a bit of melee armor to them right now. Gilded Knights trying to deal with the elite horse archers. Remember as well, horse archers are a trash unit. By the current rate, it may not necessarily be considered a trash unit for the Roost player because he's devouring through wood pretty quickly. The Roost player is starting to collect his golden income. He has not gotten the additional mining up or any additional mining upgrades. As like I've been harping on before, I don't think I need to explain any further. But now he's going to start eyeing for the knight production. Does have 14 elite knights, going for more bombards. Dragon Cannoneers do have 4.5 tower range. Horse archers have right now 6.25 inherent range. It will outrange these Gilded Cannoneers, and he can severely outrange them with Gallop. Excuse me. Roost Knights push forward with some Gilded Horsemen mixed on in. Horse archers are just firing with the back line. The City Arrows, they will provide some good fire support, but they're not super effective. They're just pretty good generalist unit. Gilded archers and Gilded, or the regular elite horsemen and the elite knights will be falling apart there. Gilded Knights push their way forward. Bombards provide some fire support. More Roost and Knights being pulled in the field. Dragon Cannoneers push forward. They're very high quality, of course. They do have 17 gunpowder, thus increasing the mobility after making a shot. So it looks like they actually may stack for a bit of time as well. That increased move speed is appear to be stacking. Did not realize the Serpent Gunpowder could stack its movement buff, but I think just because it's Dragon Cannoneers with a high attack speed, they can actually get it. Because now they're just moving normal movement speed. So yeah, they can get stacking increased attack speed. Interesting. We do now have some Gilded Archers being pulled in the field, but they're not even veteran at the moment. And we've got now the adjustable crossbar, so it looks like eyeing for some advanced Mangonel deployment. You can get instant setup and tear down upgrade there, or at least speeds it up. It says is instant, but I'm never sure if it's actually instant. And if Mangonels are deployed around this, they do get a bit cost reduction as well. So he's going to have access to cheap Mangonels. Good number of Roost Horsemen there. Not too many Gilded Knights or Roost Knights on the field. Mangonels trying to troop their way forward with the ranged forces. It's a very good hit there. Adjustable crossbar is now complete, so they will get 33% increased damage. They have projectile and of course more AoE. And AoE is of course short for Age of Empires. Green setting up a bit of a siege line, does have a good number of bombards here. Mangonels siege down the various units there as well. Horse archers has to be a little bit careful, maybe a hold ground stance in case they want to just not get aggroed. Mangonels do offer a bit of a soft counter to structures, providing plus 30 versus buildings. And with the extra projectile as well, they'll do approximately 160 damage per volley against keeps, making it a decent soft counter to buildings. if you feel like you need a soft something to hit multiple targets, such as buildings, Magnos are very good at that, and that is a pretty good cleave versus the Dragon Cannoneers. Gilded Horsemen now in range against any target they would like to hit. Look out the Knights hitting from the rear. They get surrounded. Dragon Cannoneers getting bombarded as well by the Mangonels, as well as by the Bombards. And the plus 50 damage they can get from versus infantry can be quite nice since they're fighting against gilded units. He's trying to fall back, also a bit of his units there. Having trouble remaxing, go for more gilded hand cannoneers. These players eyeing for some Streltsy now, just trying to get a bit of a mix of gunpowder units. Even while surfing gunpowder, they're a pretty good generalist unit to deal with all these units. And now Green's just taking time to clean up all the infrastructure here. And we'll get some kills with these gilded hand cannoneers, costing 480 resources, so they're not cheap. Trying to make sure his rally gets back here. Over here we do have, okay, those are just villagers clicking up wood, not enemies pounding against the walls. Gallop activated there, gets distracted by a archery range. With their increased movement speed, they're able to avoid the horsemen for a bit of time, but now the horsemen will catch up on them. Some idle villagers here. Right now blue has 109 villagers for 119, add 28% there. So roughly 130 right now. Actually greater than 130. My offhand math is just going to be incorrect. Court architects being researched as well as spring golden placements somewhere. There's one knight in the mix offering 35 damage per strike. The horsemen will just simply pick off all those units. Horse archers trying to advance over here. There is an opening. Gallop can also help them get through the opening. Wooden fortress here. All needs to go for castle watch. You have some spring golem placed here with relic support. Not as good as a bombard placement, but they're still pretty effective. Blue's now down to 93 villagers. Add 20% to them. Effectively putting them around not 120 at this point in time. And numbers ever so decreasing as well. Great raids there by Green. Killed off 105 gilded villagers. 113. $114. So add 28%. I'm just going to round it down to 25%. Add 20, and he has about 91 or 101 villagers. And 5 more villagers went down. Wait, are more villagers going down? Is he deleting villagers? Oh, that had to be delete order. Looks like Blue's going to go for an all-in. He's deleting villagers. Blue has some resources to work with. Dragon Candy is pretty forward. Massive Magnol hits there. Green has been doing quite well with that. Now got a good back line of Streltsy rather than the Horse Archers. Offering a lot more fire support, though a lot less mobility. Of course, we do have Knights for the Roost player as well, able to get very high quality Knights in the field. Good damage there with the Dragon Cannoneers. Streltsy, some of them starting to get in place, static placement, but looks like Blue's reinforced will break on through, plus inflated military population by having lack of villagers. Streltsy here in good numbers. Got to give more elite horsemen being put in the field. Green is a bit low on gold, still has 2 unspoiled gold deposits in his back line. So he has excess gold. 11 villagers collecting up gold, but he's also trying to get wood. He's also low on food. Reese player's not doing ultra low on resources. Could go for a defensive keep, help him stabilize the back line if he needs to. Of course, it can be very hard to tell that his opponent to lead off with good numbers of villagers to get increased military population in the field. When fighting against Order Dragons, I can never judge the fights, never judge the population of the army. But the Roost player is starting to really push his way forward. Able to take out the Mangonels, which pose a threat to Schultzy. And Blue does back the game now. There's Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay."